Welcome to another video of 84. Today we are going to learn how to analyze multiple selection question using SPSS. In this video we are planning to cover these topics. What is multiple selection question? How to create multiple selection question in Google Form, how to import and code the response from Google Sheet, how to export to SPSS and define data style or data type, how analyze multiple selection question in SPSS. Let's move to the first part of this video. What is multiple selection question? A multiple selection question is a typical type of close-ended questions, and the name itself suggests its meaning, that is, a respondent can select more than one answers from the listed options under a single question. Here is an example. What are the important factors you consider when buying a smartphone? These are the answers: screen size, memory size, battery capacity, camera quality, brand equity, processor, and price. Here, a respondent can select maximum 7 options. He can select one, or he can select all the 7 options. Here, 4 options are selected: screen size, battery capacity, camera quality, and processor. This is a typical example of multiple selection question. One important thing you need to consider is that this type of questions, not all, we can convert into Likert scale questions. How it is possible? Look at here. What are the important factors you consider when buying a smartphone? The same options we are using in Likert scale. Here it is: screen size, memory size, battery capacity, camera quality, brand equity, processor, price. The same options, but we're given in a 5-point scale. Not at all important, slightly important, neutral, moderately important, very important. This way, we can convert the multiple selection question into Likert scale questions. If it is possible, this is a better way, because if you are converting multiple selection question into Likert scale, it is very easy to analyze in SPSS. Here, some respondent can select this way. Very important in the case of screen size. Memory size is not at all important. The battery capacity is moderately important, and camera quality is slightly important, and brand equity is neutral, and processor, that is slightly important. Price, very important. Here, the respondent is answering to all the options in 5 different scales. This is a Likert scale. But important thing you need to consider is that we cannot convert all these type of multiple selection questions into Likert scale questions. Consider another example. Which of the Academy winning film have you seen? Here are the options: Parasite, Green Book, The Shape of Water, Moonlight, 12 Years a Slave, The Artist, and Spotlight. This is another example of multiple selection question. But important thing is that we cannot convert this question into Likert scale as the earlier one. So this is a pure example for multiple selection question. Here the respondent selected 4 options. These type of questions we can call it as multiple selection questions. Now we move to the second part of our video, that is how to create multiple selection question in Google Form. Open Google Form or forms.google.com, or you just log into your Google Drive, and on the Google Drive, here is our folder. Then click here New, then Google Form. You can give the title here. In this survey, we are planning to include 2 questions. First one is the gender, Options are male, female. It's a required question. And the second one is the main question. Options: Parasite, Green Book, then The Shape of Water, then Moonlight, 12 Years a Slave, The Artist, Spotlight. Our form is ready. Here, one thing you need to consider, this is a single selection option. We need to convert into multiple selection option. For that, here from the multiple choice, you need to opt check boxes. Clear. Now we can opt more than one options. We can view this by clicking here, preview. Here is the questions. Opted male and Parasite, The Shape of Water, The Artist, and Spotlight. You can submit here. So this way you can create multiple selection question in Google form. Okay. Now we move to the next part of our video. How to import and code the response from Google Sheet. After the data collection, we need to import the Google Sheet. For this, here the question near to that responses. Here in this questionnaire, I have collected 50 response. Here you can see a green icon here. That is the create spreadsheet. Just click here. Create a new spreadsheet. You can give a name here. Survey. Then create. It's automatically open a new window. We can see the response. The first question, gender. The second question is the name of movies. Then you can import this file from here. For that, from File, Download. You can opt different options. Microsoft Excel, then Open Document, PDF. We need this. Microsoft Excel. Click here. It's automatically downloaded. Now we are going to open this Excel sheet. This is the Excel sheet that we are collected the data through our questionnaire. Here, the first question is the gender. The timestamp, we can remove it. The gender and the name of movies. Here, we need to convert all these movies selected into different columns. For example, the first respondent opted Parasite, The Shape of Water, The Artist, and Spotlight. The second respondent selected Green Book, The Shape of Water, and Moonlight. Like this, 50 respondents selected different movies that they have seen. Here, the answers selected by the respondents are recorded in a single column, that is a B. We need to separate it into different columns. The next step we need to do is that provide 7 columns for each movie. First one is the Parasite. The second column is Green Book. The third column is The Shape of Water. This way, provide separate column for all the movies. Now, you need to code this selection. We need to code this into numerical format. For this, we are using 1 and 0 for the selection and non-selection. If a movie is selected by the respondent, we represent it by 1. If it is not selected, we represent it by 0. Here, take the example. The first respondent selected Parasite, so put it 1. Green Book is not selected, put 0. The Shape of Water is selected, 1. The Moonlight is not selected, 0. 12 Years a Slave is not selected. The Artist, provide 1. The Spotlight, provide 1. This way, the second example, Parasite is not selected, Green Book has been selected. Then Shape of Water, selected. Moonlight, selected. The remaining 3 are not selected. I hope you understand this. This way, you code all these movies selected in the numerical format. 1 for selected, 0 for not selected. Okay, do it first. Now I have completed the coding. You can see all the data are converted into zeros and ones. 1 for selected, 0 for not selected. Now we can remove this column, delete it. The next step we need to do is that convert the male and female into 0 and 1. So for this, select all the column, then press Ctrl F. You can see a window like this. Select the replace. Find what? Female. Replace with 0. Select this match case option. Replace all. You can see 22 replacement. You can see all female is converted into 0. Male into 1. Replace all. Close. Now we are converted all the data into zeros and ones. The 1 represents the male and 0 represents the female. Here 1 represents the selected and 0 represent not selected. Now save this file. Now we need to export this Excel file into SPSS for data analysis. So we move to the next portion of this video, upload the data into SPSS. Open SPSS. We need to import data from Excel to SPSS. For this, click File, Import Data. You can see different formats of data that you can import to SPSS. Here I am selecting Excel. This is the Excel file that we have created. Then click Open. You can see a window like this. Here you can select the worksheet. In that Excel file, we have only one worksheet. Select that. If you have more than one, you select that appropriate worksheet that you need to import. Then don't change all these things. You can see the spreadsheet here, all the data. Just click OK. Now we can see the data here. So here the variable view and here the data view. Click the variable view. We need to change the variable name here, gender, then the different movie names here. The name should start with a letter. In SPSS, the variable name can't start with number. So I am going to remove the 12. I'm changing to 12 years of slavery. Here I'm going to change the labels, gender, Parasite, Green Book, The Shape of Water, Moonlight, then 12 Years of Slave, Artist, Spotlight. Now these are all nominal measurement. This data are nominal data. Now we need to change the values here. Important thing you need to do is that gender, 1 represents male, 0 represents female. Here in parasite, categorical data, 1 selected, 0 not selected. Or you can say 1 watched or 0 not watched the movie, like that. So, okay. Now just copy this, select all the remaining rows, then right button, click, paste. Everything is okay. Now, just view the data view. You can see male, female, selected, not selected. You can see this button, unselect this. You can see the quantitative data, numerical representation. And if you press again, you can see the values. Now we convert the Excel into our SPSS database. Now we move to the last portion of our video, how analyze multiple selection question in SPSS. Let's move. Now we are going to analyze the data. Here, go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and select Frequencies. Now you can select all the film names and move into Variable column, then click OK. Now you can see the statistics, then valid percentage are there, 50 each in all films. Now you can see the descriptive statistics of movies in different tables. Here you can see Parasite, not selected, 37, selected 13. 13 respondents watched this movie and 37 are not watched this movie, total 50. Here, Green Book, not selected 28, selected 22. That means movie watched by 22 respondents and not watched by 28. This way, you can see the descriptive statistics of movies in different tables. And the important thing is that it is very difficult to make all these movies statistics in a single table. Okay, now we need to do one more step for that. Listen here, I'm going to close this window. No. Now, analyze, multiple response, define variable set. Click here. Now we need to add all the movies into this variable set window. Now, if you have selected this, select the dichotomous, select 1 because we are going to count. We are going to count 1. 1 represents selected. How many are watched the movie? We need to count the 1, not the zeros. Get it? Because we are representing selected by 1 and not selected by 0. So we are going to count the 1. That's why we give this 1 into counted value. Now give the variable name. The variable name should be a single word. You don't use a space. So I'm going to give the variable name as movies. Then label, movies watched. And then add. Now there is a variable we have created, name movies, multiple response set variable name, that is movies. Okay, then close. Now we go to analyze, multiple response. You can see these 2 items are enabled, frequencies and crosstabs. Select the frequencies. Now we can see a one variable set, that is frequencies, that is movies. Then select 2 tables, then click OK. Now you can see a very neat table, that is a single table. We can see all the frequencies of movies instead of different tables. And this is a neat table that you can use for reporting in your project or in your research papers. Here you can see 2 percentages. The first is the response percentage and second is the percentage of cases. Here the response percentage is the total number of responses made by the 50 respondents. Get it? Because it's a multiple selection question. A respondent can select multiple options. The total number of response made by the respondent, that is a 50 respondents in total, is 153. Get it? And this is the case. We have only 50 cases. So total number of percentage out of 13, 8.5%. This is 22, 14.4%. This is 26, that is 17%. So this is a perfect summarized table. That is a single table which is explaining all the statistical data. That is the movies watched by the respondents. Now we can create crosstabs using multiple response set variables. For that, go to Analyze, Multiple Response, select Crosstab. You can see the movies here. Now I am going to place these movies into row and gender into column. A crosstab of gender and movies. For movies here in rows and gender here in columns. We need to define the range of columns, that is gender. For that, define range. The range is 0 for female and 1 for male. So continue. Now click OK. Once again, here the multiple response set variable we place into rows and the gender variable we place into column and define range 0 and 1. Continue. Click OK. This is a crosstab table. You see, this is a very useful table. You see that parasite watched by 13. You see? And among them, male are 4 and female are 9. Here, Green Book. Total watched movies are 22. 22 respondents watched these movies. Among them, 12 are female and 10 are male. This way, we can create crosstab and you can report in your research papers or projects. If you want to add the percentage here, for that, Analyze, Multiple Response, Crosstab, don't change anything. From the options, select the total. Then continue, click OK. Now you can get the percentage also. This way you can see the frequencies as well as the percentage in this table. Okay. Now we are going to learn how we can prepare a bar graph on this data set. For creating graph, you just move to graphs. No, I'm going to close this window. Prepare graph. For move to graph, chart builder. Here we can't see the multiple response data set variable we have created. The name is movies. Here we can't see that. Here we need to prepare the bar graph. We need to create a data set variable separately for preparing graph. For that, just close this window. Move to data, define multiple response sets. Select this menu. Here we need to create a multiple response set data variable. The procedure is the same as that we have created multiple response set variable. Select all the variables, all the movie names and move to variables in set window. Then count 1, just count 1 and variable name I'm going to give movies. Add. That's it. Okay. Move the variable here and count the counted value as 1 and create the variable name. Then add, we can create a multiple response set data variable. Then close. We can see a message window. Now close this one. No. Now move to graph, chart builder. Now we can see the movie. Get it? Now I am going to create a bar chart. So I am put the bar chart here. Then movies in the x-axis. You see all the movies here. Then click OK. Here you can change the count into percentage. That's up to you. If you want the count, you can select the count here. If you want the percentage, you can select the percentage here. Here percentage. Then click OK. Now we can see a beautiful graph here. Here bottom x-axis you can see the movie name in percentage. I hope you enjoy this video. Please share this video to your friends who are interested in statistics and data analysis. If you are not subscribed my channel, please subscribe it and press that bell icon for latest video update. See you next video. Thank you.